So this would be my last video for tonight, the creepy night videos. So going into another topic. So we're past those topics of doing order or being organized, and we did talk about some Masonry and Wiccanism. What else? And we did talk about online business too, which has another point in content creating or advertisement or writing or journalism, based off what I've been gathering. But most importantly, and I do know this, and I am aware of this, even if I smell weird or look weird sometimes, it's definitely hygiene. There's different kinds. If you're a Mason or a Wiccan, there's a different lifestyle that you may have. And you have to be aware of different or new body changes. So they usually call them fillers because, like I said before, I had affiliated myself with Masonry before, and they do teach you those things. And fillers are another source of acne or another hold of acne because it's a filter. It's usually a filler is a filter in your body. And usually doctors know where they are at. That's why people have different hospitals. There's finding hospitals, and there are hospitals and EMT hospitals, or ambulance or emergency hospitals. There's different kinds of hospitals. There's just maternity hospitals. You have to just go to the hospital for that one. And another one with Wiccan is called pussy perm, they used to say back then, or new spells. Just new spells in general causes acne because the environment doesn't know what it is, and it's going to smack it at you because it remembers you did that spell. And then it still doesn't understand pussy perm. It doesn't understand what it's doing, but it don't know what it's doing at the same time. So you have to take that into mind. You have fillers already, or filters in your body. So you're already filtering. You might be doing rituals or routines where you're doing demonic practices of like the cattle and the chicken and even pigs. So you have to be aware that is not always acne. That can be just some type of bacterium or something within the food that has to be filtered, or within drinking, whether you choose it to eat it or drink it, it has to be filtered. So that can be a source of acne. And even now, that would still affect you a decade from now. And then when you do new spells, the environment doesn't know what that is. So it's just automatically smacking it on you. And then lack of knowledge is a lot of pus as a Wiccan, because you don't know what you're talking about. You're confused. Your feelings already messed up. Could be. And multiple of other things. And then you get puffy and literally like Willy Wonka, the blueberry person. I don't know about the blueberry, but you definitely do get puffy. So that's pus or fluid that you have to worry about, which is it's just pus. And then knowing too much always, for some reason, makes you look really, I like to say brass, or really hard, or pressed, because for some reason you look like what's considered now the new social norm, or like a hoe, like that hourglass shape, or that like seamless look, like your skin's perfect and like you could hit every angle, no one's gonna say anything to you kind of look. And then you have to worry about tubes, or like your fingernails growing really long, or it's turning into mushrooms, or it's, what is another one, or it's like it'll do like some comb look. It'll do like these like weird things. That's why you have to understand, like, when you join a Wiccan community, it's a community. You're not going to always know everything, because not everyone's going to be that hierarchy Wiccan. Versus Wiccan Masonry, there is a hierarchy. So therefore you would definitely be able to ask, or something like that. But community and the Masonry is close to the same thing, but it's not exactly the same thing. Because the community is supposed to be amateur Wiccanism. So I'm supposed to go to you, when we go somewhere, we do some witchcraft. We know what we did. We write it down. We are understanding this relationship between us. And then we might have some more friends involved. Then it can turn into a Wiccan coven and then a Masonry. But usually a Masonry is certified Wiccanism, Wiccan community, and Wiccan coven. So they should have hierarchy, people. So now going into actual hygiene, most people use, and even as like if you were a Wiccan or a Mason, they would say you use a lot of deodorants, a lot of things to counter the bacterium or to cover it up, like with perfumes. That's a part of hygiene. And then also sometimes some type of bacterium cancels or ends another form of a bacterium or a virus. Like sometimes lice cancels out another one of like hair alopecia or hair issues or hair problems. And then sometimes trichophobia helps with cleanliness. So if a place is really cleanly and they see all these little like mountains coming up, it's trichophobia, because it's realizing or noticing that there's HIV/AIDS or something around, and it's picking up on it. So it's like creating these little what is it called? These little pockets of like bacteria. And if you really know what you're talking about, or you're a researcher or a scientist, or you have a vast knowledge, they know what to do with that. And sometimes they do some type of like trash situation, and then they turn it into something else. Yeah. And then lastly, knowing. Like, know is a big part of hygiene. Knowing your body. Let me write that down. Knowing your body, like your chemistry, or just knowing the product, like the origin of everything, definitely helps with your hygiene. Because if you know like what papaya is for and where it came from and everything, you're gonna know what to do with it. And then if you know your body chemistry. Well, my body smells like sub sandwiches when I use papaya. Why would you use papaya? So that's definitely a big part of it. So you have to ask the person, do they really stink, or you don't want to be here? And then lastly, just a part of hygiene is people, actually, I'm going to separate the two. Yeah. So, you have to be aware that there's different kinds of hygiene. So, that's definitely a big part of business and a part of online business and of me branching myself, not just with not just with